IT runs up. So we're looking for good things in the IT department. Number four is real estate, still banging. Number five is materials. Six is industrials. Going to the bottom a little bit. We got eight consumer discretionaries, nine communication services, and at the bottom is energy, which fluctuates because energy was number one a few weeks back. So it's kind of moving around a lot. So this week, the next play nugget, what I did, we talking about the sectors all the time. So I went in and I found the top picks from the three sectors, top for just this month, and in utilities, we got this company called Sempra Energy. The ticker is SRE, and right now the price on it is 124. It's got a market cap of $39 billion. Next is a company called Vistra Corp, VST. It's trading at $16.82, and it's got a market cap of 8.1 billion. And a company called UGI Corp. Ticker is UGI. Price is $40.70. Market cap 8.5%. And that's under utilities. Under consumer staples, we got Coca-Cola at number one, General Mills, which is GIS at number two, and Clorox. CLX is number three under consumer staples.
Clorox, you got to know that Clorox is the one that's making a lot of the chemicals for a lot of the sanitizer. You
Right.
know, so that make a lot of sense. Coca-Cola, General Mills. I mean, I wonder we should look at Clorox tonight because I think I like that Clorox.
What's Clorox price? What the price?
I don't have the price on Clorox. I got the ticker though, CLX.
Yeah, let's put that on the list to look that up tonight. Cause
Yeah.
Clorox gonna be a big producer of a lot of chemicals for a long time.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then we got information technologies. That's the IT side. Number one was Microsoft. Number two is Taiwan Semiconductor, TSM. And if I'm not mistaken, Taiwan Semiconductor is a big chip maker in a lot of these cars.
Well, I'm gonna tell you the story. That's a play I've been working on too. I ain't got all my details yet, but I'm gonna tell you how this goes. The thing with Taiwan Semiconductor is Taiwan Semiconductor makes so many parts for a lot of cars, for a lot of everything that's in the market. And because they make so many chips, what's happening is it's a supply chain shortage of metals to produce the semiconductors. So what's happening is everybody like Ford has even stopped making some of the cars because they can't actually put they're not stop making the cars. They're actually sending the cars out to sit on the sideline, and when they sit on the sideline, what's gonna happen is they're gonna have to go back and put the cars go back and put the chips in the cars later, but they're still building cars because they don't want to get so far behind. So it's a big supply chain thing that's going down with this whole thing for these chips. So we gotta it's just like we learned about when the supply chain hit the manufacturer, it takes a minute before it hits the businesses. So we might be good on shorting some stuff if we can really get this narrowed down because four of them gonna take a dump soon. A lot of these car companies that's catching this shortage,
Yeah.
they gonna take a dump soon because they ain't gonna have the product to be able to make the orders. And what's going to happen is that's what's also the catalyst for inflation. That's why we're going to talk about some GDP stuff tonight because what's happening is from the fallout from coronavirus for everything being shut down, it's just now starting to take effect on the market. You see what I'm saying?
I wonder also, looking at IT being number 3, right? Being number 3 this month. It has been number 1. It's been at the bottom. It's been number 1. Now it's number 3, right?
Yep.
With everything opening back up, these plants start opening back up. When they catch back up with production, they could be back at number 1. All right. So could another play be look at TSM, look at that sector, find an ETF that has TSM in it, right? And then run an option play on that particular ETF.
Well, I mean, what I think is run the option on the ETF.
That has TSM in it, because the ETF is going to have TSM in it. It may have Microsoft in it. It may have Adobe. It may, you know what I mean?
So let's do that tonight then. Let's find an ETF. Go ahead and if that, because that's your play, and then Martin got to play. You got to play. Let's focus on them 3 plays tonight and make sure we, you know what I'm saying, we got something to look at. All 3 of us got to play, and we take action and be intentional this week of trying to make them plays work. What you say?
Yeah, I'm with it.
You with it?
Moving on, we got Adobe, Salesforce, which is CRM, and a company called ServiceNow.
Oh, I know who ServiceNow is.
You do?
Yeah, I know who ServiceNow is. So ServiceNow is like a warranty company. You know what I'm saying? ServiceNow is taking care of a lot of warranties and a lot of remote telework stuff. They're actually like a service provider for a lot of these like home warranties, repair services for people with all these different services that they're coming out with. They're actually the management company that actually deals with a lot of it. And what you're seeing is this company is really big. It's kind of like Asurion. Asurion is another one of company just like ServiceNow, because Asurion runs a lot of, like when you call Papa John's and DirecTV and all that, Asurion, the insurance company, manages those people. So ServiceNow and Asurion are kind of in the same sector. They just do a little bit different things, which a ServiceNow actually has boots on the ground. You see what I'm saying?
Do you think ServiceNow could use a company like Audio Video Text to do their work?
Well, shit, let me tell you something, brother. You know, we go over there and try to contact them. We could. I mean, anything possible. You know what I mean? I do believe Audio Video Text has a chance. I mean, you know, I definitely believe that.
Well, that is it for my report. That's it for the Nugget. So until next week, I'm bowing out.
Sam and Sam going out to the whatchamacallit, right?
Yeah, Slammin' Sam cannot make it tonight. He is in South Carolina.
He said South Carolina.
He would.
Yeah. He's in Carolina, man, with the fam.
Oh, that's good. I mean, that's good. It's Easter, man. I understand. Yeah. All right, man. So you know, man, today, man, we gonna take a little bit of deviation, and we're gonna try to make sure that we kind of get some other stuff said today, because one thing that I found out over the weekend that I was looking at some different things is the fact that GDP, everybody's concerned with it. Everybody's wondering what it is. Well, GDP went up again. And, you know, one of the biggest things about it, it's still rising. And I think me and you had this conversation. But the problem is production is rising, but demand is actually higher right now. You know what I mean? And so what's happening is the government is still increasing the GDP, you know, the exports and investment, personal consumption, residential fixed investment, all of this stuff are up. But the government is decreasing a lot of spending and fewer, you know what I mean? So the Paycheck Protection Plan is not, they extended that. So there's a lot of spending differences. Go ahead.
I want to say something else that was extended. The moratorium on foreclosures has been extended. I know up until June, but maybe further. And also the forbearance on mortgages have been extended up until September. I know this for a fact.
Yeah, and so that's causing this GDP number to really be out of whack. You know what I mean? Because they're kind of reporting numbers that are not real. You know what I mean? Because when they say it's up, but there's a lot of problems in there, and that's where the investor side comes in there. Because this is one of the things, and you know, I'm gonna try to show it to the people here, and I send it to y'all. But what's crazy is the measurement of GDP is actually off because we got to be able to understand how it works. You know what I mean? The GDP, like nominal GDP growth, and GDP per capita, real GDP, debt to GDP ratio. You know what I mean? And so we're looking at numbers that are coming and moving. And I think that's where we got to start kind of getting back into explaining to what this GDP thing means.
So break it down, man. Let's go ahead and break it down real quick.
Well, and so we're gonna go this. So on the screen for the people at Facebook and YouTube, they can see it. So like nominal GDP measures economic output of the entire country. So the numbers that they report are saying the entire country. That's not really what explains each area, because some sectors are up and some sectors in the government never went down. And this is what tech is actually, like you said, a lot of these tech companies have been riding number one because all their stuff was actually never shut down. This is why tech rode for so long. You see what I mean? Because that sector was out. That was the output that could be outputted for the entire country while the pandemic was raging on. They could. That's why it went up. So we have to understand that the different changes in the sectors is what shows what's running the country at the time. You see what I mean? Because you're gonna because we was in a pandemic, they're gonna report a growth rate because it declined. You see what I mean? Like if you got a number, if last year it went to 20%, and then the next quarter it goes up to 25, of course that's a growth because it went down. And a lot of times when you see the growth rates and the different things that when we talk about this GDP, I think we need to clarify so people understand, like this is how you also can look at the market and see when we talk about the sectors. When we talking about the sectors, what's moving, this is how you use these numbers to determine where the money is moving to and what's causing the move to happen. You see what I mean?
Right. And AKA the catalyst.
AKA the catalyst. And this is how you can watch the money move and be able to really understand what's going on. Because
position yourself in the path of which way the money's flowing so you can also profit from it.
Correct. You know what I mean? And so that's why like those numbers in report, just like the job report hit Friday and everything was closed. So tomorrow we're gonna be seeing some turmoil market all over because the job report was higher than they expected, way higher than they expected. I mean, it was like 150,000 people higher than they expected. You see
really?
Yeah, the job market.
So what do you think? How's that going to affect them? I mean, of course, you would consider that being good news that people are going back to work. You see what I'm saying? What do you think, Martinez?
Yeah, I mean, that also tells us why the U.S. dollar is getting stronger too. Everything is going up, people going back to work, so the money's circulating now. Just like Nicole said, flight was full. Hey, sooner or later we'll be back in the norm.
Flight was full. That means people got stewardess were probably booked up.
Yeah.
People who provide the food, the fuel, the jet fuel, and all that stuff is up. What do you think, Nicole?
I'm trying to come off mute. I agree. You know, just like I was telling you all, like it's full. It was full coming here, and it's full going back. So, you know, they're ready to live a normal life again. Even if they got to put these masks on, that's fine, but they're ready. They're ready. I think a lot of things are going to go back up. And it's going to happen quick. Huh?
What about the airport? How was it? Was it like when you went to park at the airport, did you have to park far away?
Yes. So the parking was terrible. Economy, daily, all of it. I mean, so it looked like it looked pre-COVID. So, and it's what, April 4th.
Yeah.
So, so by it's not even by the summertime anymore. If I go and just take my camera outside, you would be like, what? It looks like everything is normal. And I think with this stimulus, like people, they're just spending money. Like the Spirit Airlines, like Spirit, American, a lot of them are tied up with Expedia and Orbit. I think those are things that we need to look at as well.
Oh my God, you're right. But I don't know if you guys remember a few weeks ago, we looked at Expedia and the numbers were off the chart. So either we got to buy in
All right.
now and ride it up, or I don't even know how you play that, Martinez. That's rough.
Yeah, it might be too late and went right away on the pool, but I haven't seen it yet, so we'll take a look at it.
I don't know, man. I don't know. What you think, Frank? Uh-huh.
That's route. You know me, I'm always up for
Because I think that they have some type of deal with these airlines. So
But I think we need to pull that.
we have Orbit. Like I booked my first flight on what is it called? Oh my God, Sky. I can't think of it. Skip lag, something like that. And then my second flight I booked directly from Delta.
Okay. Okay. Well, that's some interesting intel right there, and yeah, we'll definitely use it. Nah, you can go ahead. We can always. We got it. Yeah.
Yeah, I'm ready about this Ethereum.
Oh yeah. That's good. Went crazy, man. It went crazy, man. The Ethereum went crazy, man. It went up like $500.
I am a, you know me, I am a underdog wisher. So I bought into this company called Hive. HVBTF. I don't have the ticker right in front of me. Well, I bought in at $3, and I bought a like it was $3 a share. I bought a bunch of shares of it, and now it done went up to 4. Well, in my searches this week, Hive just spent $30 million on miners to be the biggest producer of and miner of Ethereum. On the screen, Ethereum has gained a lot of traction lately. As far as being the go-to currency, it's growing at a faster acceptance rate, but they're keeping the money on a different thing. The Ethereum blockchain is producing more revenue for miners than Bitcoin is, and so I think that if we're going to get into something, I think this is the one we need to get into, because this one right here is affordable. It's been consistent. We can chart it up and look at it, uh, and you'll really get a chance to see that these people are really not playing as far as how they're doing their mining and how everything is actually happening as far as the miners. And so that's why I say to you, like, this is something we definitely need to try to start looking in if we're gonna get back into cryptocurrency. I think my man Martinez got some stuff he can kind of validate with this one, because we was talking about it. But getting onto this side of this miner, as Ethereum goes up, we miss Riot. You remember when the unicorn brung us Riot at $5?
Mhm.
The unicorn brung us Riot at $5, and we gotta eat some crow on this one. We gotta eat crow on this one. Well, I don't want to eat crow again. You know what I'm saying? And
Rough,
so,
rough.
hey man, that thing went up to $75, $80, man. We could at $5. That
Hey,
thing
we got to do better, man. We got to do
gotta
better.
do better, man. We missed the boat. I ain't gonna, man. Them folks left
So
us all the way inland.
we couldn't imagine it would go that high though.
I ain't gonna lie to you. Well, I'm looking at this one, man. I've been tracking this one, and I'm bringing it to the group. I told, you know what I'm saying. I've been tracking this one, this Hive HVBTF for the last couple of weeks, man, and I'm bringing it to y'all because I'm riding with it. I mean, it's been moving, it's been positive. The numbers look good on it if you want to chart it up. But it's all based on Ethereum. All the miners that they bought, they're not even using them for Bitcoin. They're using them straight for Ethereum. Like, everybody's buying, like, they bought Nvidia just came out with some straight mining GPUs. They bought all of them up before they even hit the street.
Wow.
They spent 30 million on they bought up so many of them things. And you can go to Hive website. They just partnered with a Delphi Technologies, another financial institution. So they got the backing, they got the money right now, and they've been pretty steady in growth. They're really aggressive. They're mining Bitcoin and Ethereum. But they like I was telling you before, Martinez, when we were talking, the problem with Bitcoin is it's just like when I had my miners 3 years ago. We had one or two miners, you know what I'm saying, sitting at the house. We can make $100, $200 a day off of the miner. Well, now if you ain't got a warehouse with 10, 15,000 of those miners inside of there, you ain't making no money. And that's the problem what they trying to kill Bitcoin with, talking about how much money it costs to mine Bitcoin now. But guess what? Ethereum don't cost that much no more. And that's what this chart is talking about. I try to get it together and send it to you, everybody. The profitability of Ethereum is going up because it doesn't cost as much to mine. It has the same. It's a better way. It's a better hold of value because it don't move. It's not. Like for some whatever they doing with it. It's not volatile like Bitcoin. You see what I mean? It don't move too much. It stay at a current level. When it like even when Bitcoin goes down, Ethereum don't move as much. You know what I mean? And so this is what I think Mark Cuban is talking about when he's talking about it's a better store of value, because I started looking at it, and that chart that the people from Facebook can see, but I can send it to the people here. It's showing where it's just a steady growth of transactions, and they're making revenue off of it. And if whoever has the most processing power is the king. That's it. You know what I'm saying? Whoever can process the most transactions, that's who makes the money. And
Isn't it more like also they can use it more for just Bitcoin, right?
well,
Ethereum.
so with miners, you got the ASIC miners and you got the GPUs. The ASIC miners Bitcoin has so many specifics to it. The ASIC miners are what you have to use, and they're made by Bitmain. Bitmain it's a Chinese company that makes the best miners for Bitcoin. It's called Bitmain. With with all the other altcoins and the other cryptocurrency you can use what's called GPUs, or the graphics process card that create video for your computer. You see what I'm saying? So that's what they're really building them off of. That's how it got started. The old school graphics cards, they went in computers, like real desktop computers. That's what they mine it with. So what happens is, in order to do Bitcoin, those ASICs they burn a lot of power. The graphics cards don't, because they was designed to be inside a computer. You see what I'm saying? But the graphics cards can't really mine Bitcoin, because Bitcoin and Ethereum are two different blockchains. But the Ethereum blockchain is what you see more people using. Bitcoin, that like nobody is really using Bitcoin's blockchain for.
Because it's probably because it's so expensive, right?
That's it. You see what I mean? It costs so much to do the transaction fees. Bitcoin, and when you go back and read the white papers on Satoshi Nakamoto, you like he built it where it took so long for it to process. So if you go read up on Bitcoin takes almost double the time of Ethereum to verify. So when you send Bitcoin, it takes a lot long. It does, like, it's different time frames, but it takes longer for the transaction to happen. Ethereum is almost instant.
Oh yeah.
Uh-huh.
Man, I need to start making my deposits because I use Bitcoin, and yeah, like you said, yeah, just the chain process takes forever.
Uh-huh.
I mean,
How long does it take you, Martina?
about man, I say about
Couple hours.
no, it'll take a little longer than that sometimes.
Yep.
It depends. This is the thing. If you like, when I get the money from my broker transferring into cash coming in, and I use the cash out with Cash App, that process takes a lot longer. It sometimes can take anywhere from 5 to 6 hours. Depositing the money in, like, then you look at a shorter time.
Okay.
Why? I don't know.
Okay. Well, I guess depositing it in, it's a lot. Yeah, they want to get that. They want to get that paper ASAP.
Before you change your mind, I need that.
Yeah, getting it out is a whole different ball game.
Yeah.
But I know Sam bought some Ethereum a while back. I think it was like 1,500.
Man.
Now that mug's up to 2,000 now, right?
Remember we were talking, and I told you that time I tried to make that transaction. They had, I think like 2-300. I can't get the transaction to go through. But Franco told me how to do it now. So
Through Binance?
nah, I was buying Ethereum.
Uh-huh.
You looking at it, and Bitcoin was like 7,000-8,000 then.
Yeah.
When we were doing a little boot camps, man,
Yeah.
I tried. Because my VPN, it wouldn't allow me to buy it out of the Dominican Republic. But now I got a VPN, so I can go through the VPN to get out.
I see. Well, what was the
Swerving.
Hey, what was the other one that we was trying to buy? It was like 25 cents. What's XRP doing now?
XRP, I think it was about 44 cents when I looked at it about a couple of years ago. Anywhere from 44 cents to 47 cents.
So it actually moved up, but I think XRP is like stagnant right now because something with the government.
They got some issues. They've been back and forth with the SEC.
Oh, okay. Makes sense. Makes sense. Well, we'll decide where we're gonna get in at. Where we go
Yeah.
buy in at.
What
That's
we
We're
gonna
gonna
buy
look at
in,
this
man?
tonight. What we gonna look at? We'll go look at tonight. I'm ready to look at some stuff.
Hey, man, you know what I'm saying? So, hey, man, like we always tell you, man, let's get to it. What's going on in the Forex world? Let's talk about that, too, because as we all know, all three of these situations make up the market. And we looking at it from three different sides. We're looking at it from, you know what I'm saying, like from that point perspective. So let's
Okay. Let's talk a little forex, and then we got in the forex market. We can look at the Bitcoin versus the U.S. dollar, and we can see how the dollar's doing. All right, I'm getting ready to present my screen to you guys. Give you a quick look at it. All right. Can everybody see the screen?
Yeah.
yeah, I got you. I got you.
All right, and this is just the U.S. dollar. So let's start at the beginning of the year. Beginning of the year, we see that the dollar, it just gradually it did a little slump in February, then after that, it just constantly going up. Even starting back you can say in the beginning of January, it's been going up. This has been a resistance level about 89.98 around that area. We formed a higher high, then another higher high. So I think it's gonna still keep going up because just like we was talking about earlier, like jobs claims, money circulating in the market, everybody's getting back to the norm. I think that has a lot to do with increasing the dollar. And as we go now looking at Bitcoin versus the US dollar, we all know Bitcoin is kind of winning that battle because of all the buyers in the market for Bitcoin. Same thing here, get higher highs, higher highs, higher highs. We're probably gonna see a little pullback down to probably about 52,000.
Wow.
And then I think it's gonna continue to break that 60 barrier. And break that barrier, and it may continue up. If it sets a new level at this area right here, because it seemed like when it hit right here the last time, about $61, 62,000.
Yeah.
It resisted and then went back down. It bounced off 51, went back up to it's at about 60. Right now it's at 58,000.
So I'm gonna tell you.
I think it's gonna continue up. I mean, it's on a strong uptrend. I think it's gonna it just needs to break this resistance. And break that and turn that into the new support line. Go ahead.
But what I'm trying to figure out, cause see, I'm gonna tell you one thing that I'm as an investor I want to bring up, cause you're like what you're saying is going to go up, but what are they gonna try to cap this thing at? Cause see, one thing we know, this price can't keep going up and up without a big decline. And you see how, look at these patterns that I'm seeing right here. It go up, drop down a little bit, up, drop down a little bit. And that's the pattern it's had strong for the last 2 years. So
yeah,
my question is, can we go back and I wonder, can we use past data to predict when this thing gonna drop? Cause they can't. The thing is, what's scary to the banking markets is it's going up and ain't no stopping.
Mm-hmm.
They trying everything they can to slow Bitcoin down, but the people are actually getting into it faster and faster, creating the supply and demand issue. Cause that's what's driving the price up.
Yeah.
The more and more it's being used, the more it's driving the price up. So this thing is gonna go. I'm trying to figure out how do we look at it? How do we gauge where it's gonna go?
What does it follow? Does it follow the dollar? Like, you know how gold and the American dollar are opposite?
Normally it's the opposite.
It's the opposite of the American dollar. It's like gold.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Okay.
So, but now both of them are doing the same.
So you saying gold and the dollar doing the same?
Mm-mm. No, Bitcoin and a dollar. It's like they're battling each other. But you know, Bitcoin has more volume, so we're seeing massive increases.
Now I'm gonna tell you something. I gotta go back and find the article. But one of them hedge funds, I think it was BlackRock. Don't quote me on this yet, because I'd be love to say BlackRock. But that's what they said. They said Bitcoin is actually better than gold, and that's what people are really using it for, to store money like gold. And I think I said this one Sunday. I don't really, you know what I mean. I'm not going, but I'm gonna go and find the article. It's interesting that you say that, because I looked at it and I said, oh, man, the folks just selling like news porn. You know, I have
Right.
to take it with a grain of salt. But now that, you know, my man that deal with Forex, Mr. Anderson, Mr. Mark, you know what I'm saying, he's saying it. I believe you more because you look at it every day. That's interesting.
Yeah, we can see that gold is constant downtrend because the dollar's getting stronger and the price of gold is dropping. You got a lot of sellers in the market.
So what's the price of gold right now?
1727.
How far did it drop there? How far did it drop in Corona?
A couple of months back, it was like 19,000, 2,000 points.
Yep, that was back in last August when it went up 2,000 when it spiked out.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So the gold is going down, Bitcoin is going up, the dollar is doing what? I'm lost for a minute. The dollar is getting stronger
Going
too.
up. Mm-hmm.
So Bitcoin and the dollar is going up. So now that, to me, when my thinking is quick, that they're trying to keep the dollar above Bitcoin.
They balance. Mm-hmm.
Just like you said, because if Bitcoin beats the dollar, that's trouble.
Bit by Trump, look, man.
Pretty much.
Yeah, that's
Pretty
trouble.
much.
But
What about y'all want to take a look at the Ethereum then and see how it relates to Bitcoin?
Matter of fact, I got it right here. Oh my God. Ethereum is beating the US dollar. It's on an uptrend too as well.
Ethereum just topped 2,000 this weekend.
I know. That's crazy.
You see what I'm saying? That's why, that's why I've been looking into it. Ethereum, I mean, this is, when we sit back and think about this, the money, like, cryptocurrency is a storage of value. It's a stock. It's not like, it's kind of like stocks, but it's not like stocks. You see what I'm saying? Because the value in stocks is revenue. The value in crypto is adoption. You see what I mean?
Like, kind of like volume almost.
Well, yeah, it is volume. To be honest with you, brother, it is volume. You know what I mean? Because the more volume you got, the more people are going to accept it. That makes the supply of it in more demand, and it has like there's no revenue that's driving it. So when we, it's just like we talk about when Martinez exchanging foreign currency and Forex. It's all about who, like, the currency is exchanged because people need to do business on revenue to save money.
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And I'm looking at the Forex market. I'm pretty sure when we look at other stocks, what I'm seeing in the market is that whatever the trend is going on, that's normally that's the way the market goes. It's swaying towards the trends now. You're not getting as big as pullbacks like we were getting earlier at the beginning of the year and late at the end of the year. So we're gonna take a look at the market and see how the trends are looking.
So I wonder if the technical analysis would even work in this type of market. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
It may just be about the volume. Who all, how much volume you got in Bitcoin? How much volume you got in Ethereum? The volume dies off, it goes to the American dollar. You play that.
Mhm.
Well, one of the things that has always been said by the big time hedge funds and all the people was this: all the gains that we got through the pandemic, don't get comfortable with them. The fundamental analysis is still the same. It's just that you're not gonna see big swings because that all those stimulus payments, people chose to invest. So it was a lot of money in the market. They all this correction that happened for the last couple of weeks, that was them
Yeah,
taking all that money back out and
you're
making it
right.
back to a normal market. So you seeing on a day now, our numbers and our stop losses and fundamentals, we got to be tighter on them. We got to stick to them on a tighter script now because they're still trying to keep the market going. But with all that wall, like man, it's people that made 40 million and 50 million, $100 million off them crazy Wall Street bets, internet craze stock. It's a lot of hedge fund people got paid off that stuff.
Yeah. Paid, bro.
Paid.
And that's been man, there was a lot of millionaires that was created behind that.
Yeah. So this whole thing with this forex, like what we talking about, somehow we got to figure out how it does tie, because from what I'm hearing from Martinez is forex don't change.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Bitcoin, Ethereum, and all this cryptocurrency is affecting the forex market just as much as it is the stock market.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah. The game done changed, bro.
And we got
Because
to.
even looking at these counters, we're not as seeing as many institutional counters like we were saying before. So where's the institution money going? That's what we got to find out.
Well, we know they taking it out of bonds because the bonds ain't really making no big return.
Okay.
So we know,
That
because
makes,
that was when they reported that in February, how the people with the bonds, the interest rate on the bonds going up, and we know they only get bonds are just safe havens for money. And so, all right, one of the things I think we got to find us a person that knows about, because I don't know if anybody we talked about it, but I see a lot of talk about futures, and we got to find some, because I think that's where the money is at right now. I'm seeing a lot of talk about futures, and I can't lie and say I know about it, but we got to find somebody to talk to about futures. You know what I mean? I'll look into it, but I ain't gonna be no expert. You know what I
I
mean?
think I think futures are similar to options,
We got
to
to
where
look.
you predicting where the price is going to be. I just don't know if you got to buy like a contract with futures. Like option, you got to buy that contract of 100 shares. With futures, I'm not sure. What are you buying? You buying
Oh,
the price?
and see, I don't know, but all my research when looking at a lot of stuff, cause see,
Right.
cryptocurrency got futures. That's what see when they
Okay.
came out with Bitcoin futures like 2 years ago. That's
Yeah.
really was the catalyst when the SEC SEC let Bitcoin futures come into
Yeah.
the market.
Uh
That's
huh.
what changed Bitcoin trajectory. And I didn't
I
I had never really went and looked into it because I spent so much time looking at other stuff. But now that Martinez and we all agree and you agree that the money don't move, I want to know what the futures is. Ain't nobody talking about futures. Everybody talking about stock options, cryptocurrency,
Yep.
commodities. What is futures?
yeah, ain't nobody talking about futures and bonds.
Yeah,
We know right now bond business probably booming right now, the pandemic.
we got to find out what futures is. Because
Yeah.
if you look at any stock trade information that's put out, they talk a lot about the futures market. Futures were up. Futures was up. Futures was up. You can go look it up. Anything you look up right now, and you hear about futures, you gonna see the future market is up. The future market was up. The futures market has been. I promise you, we go back and look at it. Futures have been up. I don't know what futures is. You know,
But you hear about it all the
I hear
time.
about futures all the time. And I'm thinking, shit, I need to get some of that in my future. You know? Yeah, shit. I need to get some of that in my future. Shit, you know.
Yeah,
So
I don't.
yeah, you know. So it's one of them situations of I want to see what's going on and maybe that might tell us because the money has moved. Uh,
Y'all
but
want to look at some of the like the what we said, we're gonna look at TSM, see what it's looking like. That Taiwan Semiconductor.
yeah, we say we're gonna try to find. You know, Martinez, I'm yeah. I want to ask you something. Is there any way you think you can find out like any correlation to Ethereum gold over the last couple of weeks, like months, and we can go look at? Cause see, that'll tell us a lot. Because if the gold going down and this cryptocurrency affecting the market, we might can find out where these institutions putting their money in. Because they might don't put it in cryptocurrency on the sleep.
Oh yeah, they do. The government buying a lot of, everybody know the government's buying a lot of cryptocurrency because they want to better control it. So, but we need to find where all the major institutions are dumping their money right now. What are they investing in? Because we don't see we've been seeing the big sell-offs, but we haven't seen the big buys.
We just don't know where.
All right, well, let's look at this Taiwan semiconductor. We'll figure it out over the next.
Well, I mean, yeah, the Taiwan. Okay, let's look at. If we go back to the report, we could see that Taiwan Semiconductor was number 2 in the information technology sector, which is now number 3 for the past month.
So can you pull up TSM, Martin? Why since you got that up? Cause see, if we see some of these leaders and they got a lot of institutional candles in there, they might be betting on the safe bets. Cause you our boys say, a lot of people bet on that supply chain because they see they know what's going to happen. They can buy Taiwan Semiconductor or short it right now because they know they're finna have a problem. Load up on it on the short side because they trying to kill the price. That way, when in a couple of months, when it really hit their bottom line where they ain't making the money because they can't do the output, they wind up making a whole lot of money. See, the game is when we look at the market, it ain't all about the market going up.
Where the money going? Where the money resides?
Yeah, because see, the money could be shorting the stock out, trying to make the stock go down so they can make more money. It ain't always an upside. Sometimes you bet on the downside.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. So where's the TSM at?
We're looking at it right now.
Your screen didn't change for some reason. I think it's frozen.
Uh-oh.
You might have to stop and then come back.
Yeah, let me come out and come in.
Hey man, I like that logo for your what you call it with the king.
With the king on it.
Yeah, with the king on it, man. I like that, man. That's nice.
That's that old Liberace.
Hey man.
King.
That's real Liberace, boy.
Real Liberace.
Can I ask a question? Is that this stock that we're looking at? Is this a technology stock?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's called
Quinn, you are all in the camera.
Yeah, tell them folks that, tell them, hey, I see her nipple. Nah, just playing.
Grego, you a fool with it.
Hey man, man, we always having fun. They over there in Vegas having a good time. What you got, Martinez? You good?
I got your Let's see if we can get it. All right, can y'all see it now?
It's finna come
Should
up.
be coming up.
There it is, right there.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Okay.
You see him right there. As soon as he brung it up, I see it. But you see, they buying down.
Hey, but look, man, look at that chart from way back, bro. That was
Yeah,
a
they've
nice
been on the.
We should have called that on the
Yes, I
tour,
know.
bro.
Yeah, it'd have been nice to get it around in here about that 76 price.
But you see,
We should've
look,
caught that one.
if you zoom in, look at the candles. They shorten the stock to make it go there. Look how big them candles is.
Yeah,
They shorten the stock.
right.
Yep. They shorten it. That's what they doing. They shorten the stock right now. Look how much. Look at the MACD. How much they got the sellers in the last couple of weeks. It just got announced like in March, at the beginning of March, about the shortage of semiconductors. Now look at look at the chart. The chart telling you that they having major bets where the price is being pushed down.
I'm saying that, Franco. Then I think you'll probably go push down some more.
But it's a
But I don't think it's down, bro.
but check it out. It's an IT company though, and so right now they got them pegged. We could be wrong, but based upon the data, April supposed to be the breakout month for information technology.
But they can't break out.
Why not?
That's the point, Stacy. Because
He said they ain't got
the material. They can't break out when everybody else break out because they ain't got the material to supply their vendors. You got to realize like these people, it's like almost all the cars on the road, even Tesla, is being hit by this. Like almost all the Taiwan Semiconductor actually makes so much stuff that everybody is being affected by this. Everybody, like, let me see if I can pull up the list.
I'm about to pull up. I'm gonna see if I can find their. I want to see what their snapshot look like. TSM, the company snapshot.
Okay.
How about if Taiwan Semiconductor is a profitable company and making money?
I mean, it's up. We see it's up 5.51%. But I mean, it's making money. But the thing is, like Frank, I see what Franco's saying too. If they don't have the material, that's going to their next quarter. They might be sinking.
So let me explain something to you, and I bring this up right quick. Most of the leading semiconductor companies, Advanced Micro Design, AMD, are customers of TMC. So I'm gonna bring this up. I'm gonna bring this up real quick. Drop your thing, drop yours one quick time, Martinez. I'm gonna pull some up that I found just by pulling up Wikipedia. You know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna drop something right here. Drop that into the chat so everybody can see this. You know what I'm saying? And that way y'all can see my screen. All right. So you can see that, right? It's the world's largest dedicated semiconductor foundry, right? You see that on the screen, right?
Right.
Most of the leading people, look who uses them. Most of the leading semiconductor companies as Advanced Micro Design, AMD, Apple, Broadcom, Marvell, MediaTek, Nvidia, and Qualcomm are their customers. That's all the technology. Broadcom make the Wi-Fi chips and all the stuff that go in to talk and do data center. AMD make the processors for computers. Apple make everything. Nvidia make the GPUs for mining. Qualcomm makes also the 5. This is going to affect 5G and everything.
So these are all the companies that are using TSM?
Yeah.
Man, I'm looking at their report, man. I might be wrong, but it says their earnings per share is $27.53.
It is. They're the leading company as far as all the stuff. This is what they just reporting.
I'm looking at the news. It said that TSMC to invest $100 billion to increase semiconductor output update. 100 billion, bro.
They got the money. I'm gonna stop so Martinez can get the chart back up.
God, dog.
But the thing is, when we sit back and look at this, you gotta understand something, brother. These folks are in everything.
Trader View.
These folks are in everything. And so Toyota is in it, Volkswagen, Ford. Everybody is using their stuff for their emission, parking sensors, and everything.
Man, we should have been had that Franco.
I mean, you know, again.
Hey, but that might make it great. Like you said, they ain't got no material to produce their product. Shoot, they ain't make it to them on the pool.
Hey, Martinez, and guess what else? Maybe that's what's holding them back right now.
Yeah, because you see, they was on a nice uptrend. It could start a little downtrend, and like Franco said, no material, no production, no money.
Man, they ran up. They ran up $5 on that little short time they were open on Friday. They ran up $5.
So the play is this. This the play now. We know that it's a shortage. When they source that material, however they source that material, and word in the news hit that they actually back on production, that price gonna go. Pew.
That's the crazy thing about these stocks now, Frank. They're all them at an all-time high.
Yeah, but the all-time high don't mean as much as we think. Because they got to push them up higher.
TSM. I'm about to look for an ETF that has TSM in it, which I know it's already probably all that stuff that Kathy Woods got.
Well, they say she, you know, I've been reading up on her. They say the way her funds it's I gotta do some more research before I even speak on that, because we on the internet and I don't want to put that out there.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and Frank, I don't mean to cut you off, bro, but before I forget, we definitely gonna have to look at cannabis stocks again too, because due to what the Senate Majority Leader said, we definitely got to take a look at that.
Hey, brother, I ain't gonna tell you no lie. My cannabis stock, I ain't bring it to the group, man, but I guess I can go ahead and tell y'all. I'm not betting on cannabis. I'm betting on another part of cannabis, and you know, I'm gonna put it out there for the people of the next place so they'll know where I'm at with it, because this is what we here for. My play is on the lights, cause see the thing is, in the company that I bought into about a week or two ago, my play is with the lights. I'm not betting on the people that's selling the cannabis, because they money is at the end of the supply chain. I'm betting, and I'm gonna give y'all the ticker on it. We can pull it up after we get through with the semiconductor.
That was nice. I like what you said. That made a lot of sense.
You know what I'm saying?
Everybody who grows cannabis got to use the lighting system.
Got to use the lighting system. No matter if they make a profit or not.
Yeah.
No matter if they make a profit or not, before they even make a profit, they gonna buy them. They gonna buy the lights.
Yep.
When they build a building now, they spend $10 million on the building. Guess what? Before they make $1 on how much weed they don't sold, they gonna have to buy the lights.
Yep.
They gonna have to buy the lights.
What about?
So you just stand right there.
I'm standing right there with the lights in my hand. Hey, hurry up and
Buy
buy.
these lights.
Hurry up and buy. Where you want to buy in at? You know what I mean? Where you want to buy in at? You know what I mean? That's all I'm saying. They gotta have the lights to be able to
What
produce
about
marijuana.
You gotta have the soil. You gotta have the chemical.
They ain't growing with soil no more. They hydroponic.
But those companies too.
Exactly. So that's where I'm at with the weed and the cannabis. I don't care nothing about them people selling weed to the people.
No, see, this is why I'm saying, and this can affect that as well, because Schumer said that they're ready. The Senate is ready to push forward with the legalization of the marijuana bill. He said, sound like he gonna say just skip over what Biden and the others might think. They gonna push it, and you know the House has already pushed it.
And that mean they gonna need more light, more light, more light.
Everybody and their mama gonna have a light.
Hey, they gonna need more light. Everybody gonna need a light. I don't care if you got it in your closet, in your bedroom, you gonna need that light.
I'm gonna keep my cannabis stop, but I'm gonna get the light. I'm gonna get the light too.
Yeah.
I'ma get that
It's a
too.
couple of them out there. And, you know, if you want to pull it up, I'll go ahead and give it to y'all. I mean, you know, we a group, man, that share information. I give y'all the ticket if y'all want to pull it up.
What is it?
Hold on, let me get it. Let me pull it up because I gotta pull it off my phone.
Did Mike Tyson they come go for me yet? Cause he must have made some money if he said he ain't gonna fight Holyfield.
All right, so the ticker is gonna be AGFY.
AGFY?
Yeah, you might have to stop yours and restart it because you froze.
Oh, okay. Is it Agrify Corporation?
Yep, that's it.
Let me see. Just to come up.
Yeah, I'm gonna give y'all some game on this one.
Can y'all see it?
Not yet.
Oh,
We're gonna have to stop it and come back.
I got you.
Hey man, I like the king, man. That's it right there. But yeah, so you know, this company right here, they just did a deal with a company. So I'm gonna take y'all down memory lane with this one. There's a place that is here in Georgia, right in Atlanta, called Atlantis Hydroponics. They sell a lot of the so-called quote unquote grow
Hey,
material.
I know who that
Yeah, they sell
Yeah.
the grow material, and but they just signed a deal with these people to build a facility in Atlanta, to grow CBD. Well, we all know right now CBD is legal in Georgia, and with CBD legal in Georgia, it's creating the pathway for weed to be legal. And so Atlantis
Mhm.
Hydroponics, this is who they did a deal for their lights. This is not a new company, but this new company was developed and released to do this certain specific market. They already was a light company that spinned off to do the cannabis market. So these corporations are not tying their real name to the lighting company. But what's cool about a Greify is they also got a turnkey source where they'll come up and set up everything for you, and they do financing. So they got big money. You know what I mean? They got big money. They're actually financing build outs for growers, and they have an automated system to allow for the growers to actually get their facility started. So it's not a lot of data there. I bought it roughly about 11 something. Um, and I'm up a little bit. It's been pretty good. You know what I'm saying? And it was up to 2143 when it first came out. You know what I'm saying?
It
And
got about 20 million.
yeah. And so this company here, this is my bet on the weed market because they're coming in strong. They already they have no choice but to go up because they have a complete turnkey solution for growers and buyers. Where you partner with them, they come and build your facility, build your lights, do all your stuff, finance. All you gotta do is get a product. You know, they don't, and so that's why I'm betting on this side of cannabis because they don't care nothing about if you sell your stuff.
That's a good play, Frank.
They care less if you sell your product. I want to get paid for my you owe us money for them lights and that facility you got.
That's a good. I like that idea.
You know what I mean? So
Who are they? Who's the competition for this company? You know?
They the competition
All of
for them is a private company called Javita. Javita is the number one. Javita is the number one hydroponic light maker in the world. They got the best set of light. They got some light so bad that they can create the sunset. Like the lights do sunset and sunrise automatically. Like they the best lights in the world. Half of the food, half of this GMO food that we grow and that we eat and is at the grocery store is grown under Javita lights. Javita is, you know what I mean, one of the best light makers with this ceramic metal highlight that they have. You know what I mean? Like they got some bad lights, but it's a private company. You can't really invest in Javita because they're overseas. I think it's Germany, I believe. I gotta go look at the name again where they based out of. Don't quote me on that, but I think it's Germany. But Javita has the best lights in the lighting. Like all the weed that anybody don't ever smoke probably came under Javita lights. Yeah, like Javita is the company that if you want like all these lighting companies are trying to be like, and they've been around for years. But Agreify, they're the leaders right now in LED technology. Javita uses something called ceramic metal halide that uses, and if you wanted another player in this one is Philips Lighting. Philips Lighting is the lamp that they use in the Javita lamps. It's
Okay.
Philips Lighting. They have a special Philips Lighting. So Philips Lighting Company they create the lamp for the Javita lamp. And so Philips is another company. Philips is really high. That's only a sector of their company, so it's kind of you can't really tie it directly to their stock price because that's not what makes their company move because they sell some of everything.
Okay.
But if somebody wanted to go into it from that point and look at buy the lights, because that's another thing. But Agreify they're the leaders in LED right now. You know what I mean? They have LED is becoming the new way to grow because it's less power consumption. The problem with LED, and I'm gonna tell you another player in the LED lighting for growing that we can use because I've been researching this for a minute. Samsung. Samsung makes the best lights for LED grow lights. They have some Samsung 301, some 605s. They produce the best lights. They got the best LEDs for the light. I've been doing a lot of research on grow lights and all the grow supplies for cannabis production so I can find out. Because I mean, like I said, who cares about the person that's selling it? You want the producer, you know what I mean? You want to catch the guy at the top of the food chain.
So let me ask you this. So you already drilled down, you done looked at the whole sector, right?
Go ahead.
The whole sector, this company right here was the best one out of the whole sector.
This is the best company that I found for the price point to not be so um of a risk. You see what I'm saying? And being that they were so new, they already got a lot of guaranteed contracts for the future. So you know what I mean. When I looked at this and I looked at it's a new company, and I'm always looking at the fact that because stock prices go on projected revenue, and if they already a new company, they got a lot of big contracts that they already negotiated. Then you have to understand and consider like, okay, well, this is a safe bet. A lot of the other companies I found, they got a lot of other things that they tied into. Some of them, like some of the other lighting companies, they do a lot of other stuff, so it's hard to really determine what their stock price is going to move to because they got more than one sector. I mean, it's like Javita. Javita make the lamp, but they don't make. I mean, Javita make the ballast in the lamp, but they don't make the bulb.
Right.
You see
Right.
and so it's hard to like they can have problems just like anybody else, but they got other people tied, so you don't know what happens if the contract go bad or the agreement that they got go bad or you know what I'm saying. It's just so many things. And when I looked at this company, I did my research. It just was a good play, based on price, trying to find somebody in the industry, and then it also allows me to see how the industry moves. So by me holding it, I can see the numbers is moving, and then I can research other people and still be like, okay, what's the difference between these two? And then I can go back and research them and look at why this light manufacturer is higher than this light manufacturer. But they got a good earnings per share already. Like the data that they already had out, like they got a great earning per share. They got a good high market capitalization. Like I mean, for it to be a new company, they already up there as far as the lighting company. Because you go look at Javita, which you can't really see, it just got estimate. They really almost at the same level of Javita, and those are estimates, so you can't really compare them.
I got you. I got you. Is there any other stocks out there that the marijuana has to go through in order to you know what I mean? Like
One of the things like Martinez said, uh, we can look at fertilizer producers, and that goes back why I came back when I told everybody about Orkin. A lot of the fertilizer and chemical producers for pesticides and all kinds of things, that's another play because in order to grow the weed, you got to have food for the weed. You know,
uh,
you know what I'm saying? And like these are things that's gonna take place before the weed is even sold to people. Everybody else is betting on. Everybody else is betting on.
a certain supplier or a certain company, a certain grower.
Yeah,
But everybody gotta have the lights.
everybody gotta have the lights. You gotta, you know what I'm saying? You gotta have certain other aspects before you even get to the till you get to the
But,
product.
but I'm gonna tell you another thing. I wonder if all the growers, like the in-house growers, they're probably going to use solar, right? I wonder if they're using a specific type of solar panel, or you know what I'm saying? Everybody, like everybody uses like in racing, everybody uses a certain kind of motor,
Well,
that
you know
particular brand.
that's the play.
Well, they don't really. Well, the big industrial manufacturers, they really don't use solar. Everybody just normally use general power that comes to everybody home.
Okay.
Yeah,
But but Martinez, but that's why they going to LED. See this
yeah,
whole
that's why.
this whole thing about climate change and power consumption. That's what's driving the LED market. So that brought me. That's why I also invested in Agreify, because their whole system is LED. So they're cutting down the energy costs because guess what? They, from what I read, they said they're gonna try to like in 2021 they got their first solar plant that they supposed to be building coming out. You see what I'm saying? Off,
Agree or not?
well, yeah, they building a solar plant, their first solar plant for a grow house. I didn't say what size it was or whatever else. So it's coming, and you're right, that is a play too, because solar is being pushed really heavy right now. You know,
But is Agreify in the weed business or are they in the lamp business?
they're in the lamp business. They're in the lamp and grow system business.
So why would they be building a grow house?
Well, you got to understand something to show the efficiency of their lights. When you partner with if you got to think about it, like Martinez said, most of these people are running these grow houses off regular lights coming in from the utility company. That's killing a lot of their profit.
Right. Right.
You see what I mean?
So
Go ahead.
LED is the game for them because it cuts down on power consumption. Also, it's cooler than just regular HP lights.
Yep. And
And
so
so for a grower, that's a win-win situation to have a cooler light and also to have a
Solar
low
panel.
power. Yeah.
so you gotta look at it like this, Stace. All this is affecting. So when everybody else is betting on the product, you gotta understand the grower he's making less profit. So these companies, everybody's looking to buy like Mike Tyson's brand or whoever brand, they're affected by how much it costs to grow the plant.
Right.
You see what I'm saying? So if with LED technology, LED is gonna cut prices in half. That's why it's getting pushed. You got to realize some of these, like these places that's growing weed take 1,000-watt lights.
So I like LED.
Yeah, you got a 1,000-watt. Think about running those gymnasium lights, and you got about 50 of them in a building, and they running for 12 to 14 hours to grow cannabis. That
Yeah,
place is hot. That's a lot of
yeah.
heat.
And then see when they had to buy that fan, the blowers,
Yeah.
you know, all that. And actually, Atlanta hydroponics has all.
Then with the
They
hydroponics, you
get
got motors to pump the juice.
yeah.
You got so much heat being generated from
What
all
do,
that.
what do you mean? What you mean motors? That might be a play too, right?
Yep.
Is it specific?
Yep.
Like the pumps, the motors from, you know, just basically mainly the pumps like the hydro. But see, it's a lot of like y'all naming those company names out. A lot, man. Y'all gotta think they bigger than the lights. So yeah, we might want to take a look into it.
So
Yep.
what is the entire thing called? Is there a name for it?
What? A grow system?
Right. Can we look up all the parts we need in order to create?
I've been looking into it heavily. It is not a you can't. I've been studying weed growing heavily, and it's not. There's no. I want to say it like you gotta like I've been watching a lot of YouTube videos on growers that's putting their stuff out. They're showing their grow houses and stuff. There's no like there's on like the Javita is the leader in lighting, right? But they don't sell. It ain't like we gotta really learn algae culture because there's no system. Everybody designed their own way of doing it. But that's why Agriify is coming in saying they got their own complete turnkey system that uses their lights and they can guarantee yields. You see what I'm saying? So the
And see,
system. Mhm.
that's a win-win right there, especially for like growers, because we can look at it like I will roll with this company just because of that, because nobody has a just complete setup and they're gonna come in and do everything to it. That's a big thing for growers. It cuts down on a lot of headache. And for somebody to do a company come in and do something like that, that's a game changer.
Yeah, see, they got the software. They got the software, and I'm gonna pull it up real quick and show y'all, man. Give my people that next play, man, some real, uh, some real information about these people. I'm gonna kick you off, Martinez.
Go ahead. Want me to stop? I'm gonna kick it out.
Yeah, you kick it out real quick. I was gonna kick you out, but you kick it out. So I'm gonna show y'all real quick what's going on over here, and y'all can really see yourself. See, there's no way, there's no system designed except for these people. This is what Agriify is specializing in. If you can see the screen, you see what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
I can
Even
see
though
it.
you see they got tomatoes and stuff on there,
Right.
but they're doing algae culture and cannabis hemp, right? Notice they got the weed on the screen, right?
Yep.
So this is where they're shining. They shining like big dogs. You know what I mean? You see how they operate profitable, you know what I mean, grow sustainably. You remember what I told you about they trying to
Mm-hmm.
do? Like this is their setups. You see what I'm saying? These are weed manufacturing setups that they showing you, right? You know what I
Yep.
mean? They're doing funding. You see where it says inconsistent quality and yield, pest and disease. You see all this stuff, right? Facility design concerns. They're trying to make it easy. You see what I'm saying?
Yep.
And
Basically, just putting it in a position for when legalization kicks in, they'll be already in position to make all the profits. So they're already set up and running.
So now you see what this says, right? You see what it says?
Mm-hmm.
You see what I mean?
So they're gonna be like Coca-Cola to the weed industry.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's major.
So what we buying in at?
Hey, so I'm gonna show you. Let me
Right.
I'm
I'm like, what's the buy-in?
all right, so I'm
price?
gonna show you right now. So see, this is what they doing. They got the software. You see what I'm saying? They got the stackable grow units, farming units. They got an iPad control so you know what's going on. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You see they got the lights, environmental. See, they got everything. Now you see where we at. These are their partners and customers already. They do engineering. They do financing.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying? So they'll design your facility, come in and build everything for you, dog. And they're not trying to sell the weed. They want to just come build it. They just want to come build a solution for you.
Wow. And nobody out there is doing that.
I mean, I found a couple of them, but a lot of them are mixed in. You see what I'm
Is
saying?
this- Right. But these guys are the only one that are on the market.
This is the only company I found where I can judge by them only doing just this. There's other companies out there that do a lot of other stuff, but this is the only company that I found that is doing
That's focusing
on with marijuana
on
and the lights.
nice.
You see what I'm
I like
saying?
I like it.
So this is the only one I can really look at and say, hey, this is all they do. Let's try to see what they're doing.
Okay.
You see what I'm saying?
I like that.
So
I like it. I like it on the long play. One, number two, the catalyst, because I know a lot of people are doing farms too.
so check out they light. This is one of their grow lights. High efficiency horticulture grow lights. Lower cost, maximum yields generate the highest quality crops. So their lights are really efficient. You see what I'm saying? And see, they
Mhm.
still developing models.
And let me ask you this: and with the indoor grow houses, that means you can grow all year round versus the outdoor, right?
Correct.
Yep.
Yeah, correct.
But what about the quality though? Because
But that's what they're get. This is what they're about. This is what Agriify as I've been studying Agriify and growing and marijuana growing, this is what they're about, trying to make it where they got a turnkey solution where the quality is always the same. So you got to understand when you go buy a tomato and it's GMO, that's what they doing. They're creating the same quality tomato every time. So they ain't got to worry about, they know how long that tomato gonna last. They know the shelf life. This is what they're doing with GMO. They're taking GMO and making it where they can actually really understand how to keep money. They know, because you got to understand, that's the reason why they took it out of the farmer's hand, because they had to pull the crop early. They lost a lot of crop on transport, lost a lot of crop sitting on the shelf. If you create it where you know how long it's going to last through AI and engineering, you got a crop that you're gonna make money off of. Do it on top of using LED lights. Now you can, like, this is the thing. This outperform the sun. Look at what this is saying. They're creating lights that are better than the sun. Just because they know the spectrum. See, the thing is, you got to understand what light is really about. It ain't that it needs light to grow. It needs a certain spectrum of light during certain phases of the growth. You see what I'm saying?
See what you're saying?
So if they design lights and grow centers to specifically grow at an optimal range every time, you get the same optimized product every time. Now you got consistency. Now you got a product just like you look at Hanes t-shirts. Every Hanes t-shirt feel and look the same. No matter when you buy it. No
Like
matter
it.
where you buy it.
I like it.
You see what I'm saying?
I like it.
So when you look at it, this right here, that PPF, this is how much light. See, this light is really good. I know y'all don't know what this is, but when it says 1610 of PPF, so I had to watch a lot of videos about weed growing and start looking into it for myself.
Right.
This right here is unheard of. Most lights are only about 800 to 900 PPF. You see what I'm saying? At the center point. This is like, Javita has one that is just about the same. You see what I mean? But Javita been doing this forever. This right here, 2.55 parts per mole. This is the electrons, neutrons that's getting out there. The average light on the market for most people is only about 1.9 to 2.1. You know what I'm saying? 2.5, 2.3 all the way to 3.0 is super great. There's no lights out there that really can do a true 3.0. This is the highest you're gonna get right now. You see what I mean? So that's why I say generating more useful light for your plants with less heat. So when Martinez was talking about the heat a minute ago, this is what we talking about. They're being able to grow better without the heat. You know what I mean? I don't even know if they got any pictures on this one, but that's the thing. And so when you see these lights, you got to understand, like, these people have turnkey how to grow weed. They got it, the sizes and how much space you need. You know what I mean? You see where you say hydroponics and basins. That's how they grow it in the basins of the hydroponics. These trays fill with water to feed the plants and then drain out. You see what I'm saying? The basins is where the water drain to recirculate it back through the pumps that we was talking about. So they're able to actually feed it. You see what I mean?
See what you mean?
So these people have created a turnkey solution, and that's why I say I ain't studying the weed shit. I'm betting on these folks. I'm betting on the people that's producing the equipment that's gonna produce the weed.
Right.
Hey, you are my homeboy. He told me I'm over here talking to them too. But,
Okay.
he said that he's doing really well with grow generation. So I just pulled it up.
Okay.
He was saying, yeah, because I was telling him about this particular company, and so he told me to tell you all. He has a stock group too, but he was saying to look at Grow Generation, and he said he's been doing very well with this particular stock.
What's the ticker on Grow Generation?
Quentin, what's the ticker?
Oh, I got it right here. I'm sorry, yeah, it's on the screen. GRWG.
Okay, I'm sorry. Okay.
It's on the screen,
okay,
Steve.
Okay, they got it.
All right.
Your screen or my screen froze up.
Thank you.
Screen.
Y'all see Grow Generation?
What is it called? What's the ticker again?
GRWG. Google tripping tonight, huh?
Yeah, GRWG. And then another one he said we need to look at too is Dick's Sporting Goods.
Oh yeah, I know Dick's is off the chain because people moving.
I gotta check this out. So yeah, I'm gonna get the Next Play fam that little tidbit of where I'm at with this weed. I've been doing some heavy research in the weed stock, and I ain't buying the weed companies. I'm buying the people that's gonna sell it. I like the plug more than I like the dealer.
I'm glad I'm not sharing this video.
You know what I mean? The
Hey,
plug
hey,
always get
listen,
Videos
paid.
not being
You don't
shared.
run
hey,
off on the
Frank,
plug. What?
that sounds like a slogan for a shirt.
Hey man, I like the plug more than I like the dealer. I got you. Hey man.
So are we gonna go with this? So I'll know what to do on Monday. So are we gonna go with this um
Well, I'm gonna be honest
company?
with you. Me personally, I like the sector.
Mm-hmm.
Me personally now. I think it's good, but just me. I gotta dive down in deeper and find out who else is in the sector. That's just me.
So you're gonna do a little more researching.
I'm gonna do a little bit more research. I'm gonna dive
Okay.
a little bit deeper in the sector to find out. But I think the idea that Frank came up with tonight is golden.
Right. It makes a lot of sense.
Makes a
It
lot
makes
of
a lot of sense.
makes a
So
lot of
yeah, I'll definitely look into it.
Yeah, that stock he picked up, it's got a 0.6% earning per share. It's worth they worth 58 million, a little bit more higher, and them jokers got an option chain.
Hey, I know a friend that was in the growing business. And yeah, it always pan out, with equipment because growers spend millions in dollars in equipment. It just you gotta find what brand to dump your money into and invest in. But
Wow.
I post a list this and now I look at some of the names of the brands and I can tell you which ones the top growers use. I posted. In the
All
text.
right,
Are
everybody.
you gonna okay? Are you
We
gonna put it
definitely
in?
want to tell you and thank you for coming out to Next Play Investors. Every Sunday, man, we host a live Sunday stock talk. We have fun. We find all kinds of things to invest into, and we talk about the market and where you can put your money in. We want to invite you out again next Sunday to come out and chat with us or bring you investment ideas. We'll search them, talk about them, research them, and try to figure out what's going on and see if we can get into something with you or we can talk about it and spread it with the Next Play family. Join us on Facebook, catch us on YouTube. You can also join us on the WhatsApp chat. We have a chat every day where everybody is talking, getting to know each other, having a good time, just sharing information between each other so that we can all learn how to figure out what the next play is. I definitely want to tell y'all, thank y'all for coming out. We want to tell you, make sure you come back in and look at the next play. And we definitely want to make sure everybody is on the up and up about what we're actually doing. So, if you definitely in for it, I want you to invite you out again, and we want to say thank you again. Join us next Sunday for the actual live service again. Catch us on Facebook, drop us a line, nextplayinvestors@gmail.com. We always looking to try to make sure that everybody is in. And until then and next time, we want to tell everybody, make sure you go and find the next play.